Right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Awaken Happiness Now Global Series. I always seem to have to, clear my throat just before we start. It's just funny how my throat starts to go as soon as we start doing a show, but it is what it is. So thank you for being here. And today, my dear friend Micah Ketting is back with us, and we're going to be talking about cosmic quantum shadow and trigger release. We'll be talking about lighting up your shadow and releasing your triggers. And so we're also going to be talking about the role of the inner child and the connection between the inner child healing and shadow work. So we're going to talk about, healing your inner child to unleash your full potential, reconnect with joy, and be the most joyful version of you. So some of what we're going to discuss today is, learn how to shed light on your shadow so that you can release old programs. We're going to discover what messages your shadow has to give you. We're going to get to the root cause of health problems, emotional overwhelm, and anger issues. We're going to discover the connection between chakra psychology and trigger release. Find out why releasing your shadow energy is important for your well being. We're going to also learn why shadow work is essential for healing at the deepest level and understanding why shadow work is a great way to heal the inner child. And Micah will be doing a few mini scans, mini readings, and we'll be doing a cosmic quantum shadow balance and trigger release process today, later on the call. So please stay tuned for that. And for those of you who don't know Micah or have not worked with her before, I'll just tell you a little bit about her. She's been with us many times now. We love having her. It's always a high vibe call, lots of clearings and processing. The processes that she does on the call are always amazing and transformational. So again, stay tuned for the process that we'll be doing. So Micah is a multidimensional energy healer, a channel, and a medium. And as a certified medical intuitive, Akashic Records reader, emotion code practitioner, and professional aura reader, she has a unique and customized approach to help her clients. Micah channels customized energies and messages to help her clients heal from physical issues, break through their blockages, and to get clarity on their purpose in life. Micah supports her clients with transmuting trauma, fear, and pain into lightness, change, joy, and happiness. She combines this with practical advice and insights and always strives to get to the root causes. And so I'm going to invite Micah to talk a little bit more about what we're going to be doing today. But again, if you have not yet joined and subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. It is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring forward to you all these wonderful speakers who are sharing their wisdom, their gifts, their talents, their experiences, their processes, in order to help us transform our lives so that we can live in joy and peace and happiness. Right, so please do subscribe. Is there an echo or other voice? I don't know. Thank you for asking that. Let me fix my mic. Maybe it's not positioned properly. So let me know if the sound gets better or it could just be my voice is off. So it always, gets better during the call, but at the beginning it's always a little bit off. So everyone, please join me in welcoming Micah to the call. And Micah, I'm so excited about this conversation today. Shadow work, trigger release, all of that is going to be really, really transformational. And I know we're going to be getting a lot of ahas.
Yeah, definitely. And always love those subjects because the healing can be so profound and deep. And I would welcome everyone. And I would also like to invite everyone to turn your video on if you can, because it makes it much nicer to interact. And I love it that Pat already did it, and Sunita and Jean. So if you can, yes, wonderful. If you can turn your video on, it's always nicer because as a speaker, you're otherwise watching all these little black square screens, and it's wonderful to see all of your beautiful faces. And the reason that I always love to do the shadow work is that for a lot of people, many people have fear around that. So, our shadow already originates when we were very young. And as a very young, small child, we are so sensitive to our environment and to the people around us. We are sensitive to the energies, we are not yet capable to deal with all the energy around us, especially not with the negative energies. I mean, all the babies, they react to smiling and, positive energy. But if there's like an argument in the household, or if there's negative energy around them, for such sensitive young beings, it's very difficult to deal with that. And because of a survival mechanism, we develop certain traits of our personality. And, when we interact with people, we often consider those traits like negative, and we call it our shadow. And even the work of Carl Jung, a lot of his work is around our shadow. And he defines that as the side of you that you tend to hide from others, or the side of you that you prefer to keep out of sight. But I always think, we are this complete being. We have a light side, we have a shadow side, and it's just who we are and what we are. We should be able to have like a healthy balance between our shadow and light side. And for some people, they really have like an overpowering shadow, and then the traits become more present. So, those are things like anger or stubbornness, or, people that are considered self-centered or envious or jealous or defensive. But it also can be people are that are in overwhelm, and that don't know anymore how to process their emotions, and the energy is stuck, and it's difficult for them to move forward. And I always like to look at it that, if you look at our more negative traits, it also, there's always something beneath it that is positive, and that is considered to be a talent, or something that people around us love about us. And I always love to help people to move out of self-sabotage, to move out of negative impulses, and to help them by clearing the trapped emotions underneath, or the childhood trauma or experiences, or the stuck energies. And sometimes for ourselves, it's difficult to do it ourselves, because we tend to not like to look at it, and we tend to hide our shadow, and it's kind of like this blind spot. So that's why I really love to do the shadow work.
Awesome. And, I think I forgot to mention it at the beginning. I'm not sure, but we will be taking some live caller questions as well for those mini readings, what we're going to be doing today. But
Yeah,
these are going to be specific, but we have specific questions in mind. So I want you to start thinking about this right now. So some of the questions that you can ask, Micah, and when we do that, is what percentage is my shadow side overpowering my light side, is a great question to ask. Also, you can also ask which chakra and level of the field is most affected and triggered. All right, so I will write these questions in the chat so that you can all see them. But these are the questions that if you want to ask Micah when we get to that point, it would be great and helpful, I think, right?
Yeah, and that's wonderful, because I always love people I always love it when people also use their own intuition. So see for yourself if you're guided to go to one of these questions, because your intuition is always right. It's always spot on. And maybe we can add a third question, that if it would be more beneficial to work on the shadow part or on the inner child part. Because for some people, it might be better to first start with the inner child work. And for others, it might be better to first release the shadow for as much as we can release, because then also the inner child can benefit from it. But there's like this, the inner child work. Sometimes you first need to really clear old trauma, and it's very sensitive, and you first have to reconnect to your inner child before you can heal it. And both of the topics for today, the shadow work and the inner child healing, they all the thing that they have in common is the triggers that we have. So that's where it comes together, that when we get triggered, it can either be like it's the shadow popping up, or it's the inner child that wants to prevent itself from being harmed or hurt again. So maybe the third question can be, what's best for me, the shadow work or the inner child healing?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so that's gonna be a little bit later, but let's talk about, let's talk about shadow and light. So how can we shed light on our shadow so that we can release those old programs or old triggers?
Yeah, well, we all have both sides. We have the shadow side, we have the light side, and the only thing is, the bigger the shadow, the more the shadow energy is always very dense, and it's heavy energy. It's the density is quite present, and if you have that energy in your system, you will also attract other energy based on that frequency. What is important to release the shadow is to look what is underneath. What is the trigger that increases the shadow? What is are there specific experiences or patterns in someone's life that you see that they are persistent, or they come back all the time? It can be specific trauma. So it's very important to look at the layers beneath, under the shadow, to see what is coming up, and what is the best way to and the quickest way, because I always like to work fast. I like instant results. So to see, what layer is best to work on to get the best results. And I also
Absolutely, I
think,
totally agree.
yeah, and I also
Go
think, your shadow, it shouldn't be something to hide, because it's part of you. So if you put a part of yourself on the side, you're not whole. So, but that part will always be your part. So it will keep. It's kind of like it's running behind you, and it tries to catch up all the time, and that costs a lot of energy.
And also, it's not just about hiding your shadow part, but it's also not judging your shadow part, right? A lot of times we judge our shadow parts, right?
Yeah, and we judge it in others as well, and
Yeah.
if you can really have a look at your own shadow side, and you have the motivation to heal that, you also can show more compassion to others about their shadow sides, because we all have it. And it's with everything in life, we have day and night, we have the sun and the moon, so there will always be a shadow. But if the shadow is overpowering, then people start to experience all kinds of problems in their lives, and that can be physical issues, but it can also be like patterns that are repetitive, and that hold you back from joy and happiness.
Absolutely. And so, everything in life is always giving us a message, right? So what types of messages does our shadow have to give us?
But sometimes the shadow is so persistent that it really asks for your attention to heal a specific issue in your life. So and especially when you look at your triggers, if you feel that you get triggered by a certain situation all the time, and it's the same trigger that is popping up, then it's your shadow, like literally pulling at you, like, hey, look at this. It's time to start to do some work around this. Otherwise, you won't be able to move forward, or otherwise you won't be able to heal. And so it's like this little voice in the back of our head, you know we have to do something about it, but we find it scary, or we want to postpone it because we are afraid of going to the old trauma or the pain or the experiences that are underneath. But what I see with almost all of my clients, that once you decide to go there, it's not that bad as you thought it would be. For a lot of people, it's a very profound experience, and it's very healing, and they feel more complete afterwards. They feel more whole, and they really can embrace another part of themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And so a lot of times, well, I'm not going to say a lot of times, but in certain situations, or sometimes we're going through different phases in our life. At that time, sometimes our shadow energy is overpowering our light side, right? So what's happening and what can we do to mitigate that?
Well, what is happening is that first things are going all right, and you think, oh, everything is fine, and then there comes a moment, and that you feel that you are stuck, that you don't move forward anymore, or that you feel that you are not connected anymore. Or I always use the example of a train that is beside the rails. So first the train was going very smoothly, and then something happened, and then the train was derailed, and it didn't move forward anymore. And it can people can feel depressed, but it's merely that you really feel held back, and that you know that.
How are you going to continue to be passive?
Hello. Oh my God. 1 second. Sorry if I can mute that person. Okay, I
Yeah,
think they muted. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. So it's also, sometimes people tell me, well, I still haven't found my purpose. So how can I really, how can I realign myself to become more aligned with my purpose again? And or people feel totally out of flow, or their work or their career is not flourishing, or they encounter resistance in areas of their life. But it can also be like, that you find yourself self-sabotaging, or that you procrastinate, or that you feel that you have a lot of judgment inside of you. It can also be the other way around, that you feel more rejected by others or judged by others, and it's all about disharmony. So it's really feeling that the harmony in your life is gone, and that it doesn't add up anymore. And it can also lead to physical issues, and anxiety and stress, and feelings of low self-esteem or low self-worth, and headaches. Yeah, it can be multiple expressions of the shadow in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we've all experienced that at some point. And we never think about this, but sometimes that our shadow parts are actually trying to help us, right? So how can our shadow parts help us to live that life that we desire, be happy, be in joy, etc.,
Yeah,
or help us with our trauma?
Yeah, so if you release your shadow, and you bring back the more healthy balance between the shadow and the light side, it's also much easier to release old programs, or to change certain patterns in your life. And the more you release that overpowering side of the shadow, the more you will also be in contact with your and connected to your talents and capabilities. And your shadow is not a bad thing, because the shadow also helped you to survive when you were very small, very young child, and it helped you to adapt to this world. And usually our survival mechanism also brought out our talents and our capabilities and the things that we are good at. So if you bring back the shadow to a more healthy proportion, then it's also easier to reconnect with the things that you're good at, and the talents you have, and the passion, or the passion that you can feel to do the things that you are here for to do in on Earth.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. There's so much available to us if we're willing to receive it at that time instead of just judging and being in fear. Um, so a lot of times people ask the question, what's the root cause of my problem, the health problem, the emotional problems, mental problems, overwhelm, anger, frustration, etc. Can we get to the root cause of these?
Well, yes, we can, and because the reason that people find it very difficult to go there is because it's a very sensitive area. So all these things are usually stored in the emotional body. That's our second energy body, and that's a very sensitive area. And it's very often related to the second chakra as well, the sacral chakra. And the second chakra also relates to our feeling of safety. And if our emotional body is healthy, and we have a balanced second chakra, then we have a solid emotional foundation, and we have healthy self-identity, and we have positive beliefs, and we have a certain emotional resilience. So it is possible to really go to the root cause, but you have to do it in a gentle way, that people feel safe, that people feel seen, and that they feel safe enough to release what is holding them back, and to feel safe to see what is underneath my trigger, what is my unmet need, what is my trauma, what is the and what did I experience at a younger age. And it can be all kind of things. It can be things that we grew up in a household where where there was not always harmony, and that was very threatening to the young child. But it could also be very busy parents who were working all the time and didn't give the child what it needed, so there are unmet needs. And to be honest, we all have unmet needs, because no one has parents that are available 24/7 a day, and are always able to give us what we need at that time. And it's also not the way how it's supposed to be, because if we experience the unmet needs, that's also when our survival mechanism starts to develop, and it also makes us able to take care of ourselves later in life. But it's a very, very sensitive area, and that's what's similar to the shadow work and the inner child work, because the inner child, it represents the early years, where our foundational emotional experiences and beliefs are shaped. And that's very important for us, how we react later on in life, and what is our what do we think about ourselves. Do we have a healthy self-identity, or do we suffer from low self-esteem, or that we don't value ourselves, or we feel we are not enough? I mean, how many women feel that they're not enough, and that they always have to do better and better?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I think we can all definitely relate to that as well. Okay, so I know that oops. All right, so Obviously shadow work is really beneficial and helpful for us to for our well-being, for our mental state, our emotional state, and to help us at our deepest levels, right? Healing at the deepest levels and assist with inner child work as well, right? So shadow work goes hand in hand with inner child work because a lot of I'm going to say like the shadows came in when we were children, right? Because that's when we were having, for a lot of us, a lot of our trauma, right?
Yeah.
And so both are, I think, are relevant. Both are important. I don't think one is better than the other. It just depends on your unique situation, right?
Yes, and it also depends, some people really suffered from a lot of trauma when they were young, and sometimes their inner child is really disconnected from them. And then it's better to first work on reconnecting with the inner child, because if you have placed your inner child totally like outside of you, and it's you consider it not being a part of yourself anymore, then it's better to first work on the reconnection with the inner child, and to heal the wounds that caused the fact that someone placed their inner child at a distance, and reconnected from it. And
Yeah.
yeah, and that will also very often it will reflect on their relationships in life as well. If you really disconnected from your inner child, it's also very difficult for you to bond with others and to have a healthy emotional relationship with others. And if you placed your inner child, well, literally outside of your field, sometimes people even judge their inner child, and then it's important to bring back, the self-compassion, the self-love, those kind of things to first heal that people can be kind to themselves again, and that they can accept themselves as who they are, and that they are good as they are, and that their inner child is not something that is a separate entity, but it's part of you. And it always was part of you, and it always will be part of you. But if you consider it like a separate entity, then there's a huge disconnect, and that will have influence on everything you do in life.
Yeah, absolutely. So key work, key healing work for sure is the inner child work plus the shadow work, right? And
Yeah.
so you mentioned a little bit before about the sacral chakra and how and that can help, working with the chakras can help with trigger release, but with triggers and releasing trauma, etc. But it's not just the sacral chakra. Obviously, it's all of our chakras to some degree, can be affected, right?
Yeah, and it's the chakras, and I presume most of the people know that who are listening, because they will listen to your show more often. But those are our main energy centers. But if we have like woundings, and especially the core woundings, like from the core mother wound and the core father wound, they leave imprints on the chakras. And related to the shadow work and the inner child work, it usually is the imprints are more present in the lower chakras. So it's usually the first or the second or the third. And if there really has been like a lot of heartache, you can see it in the heart chakra as well. But if you look at the pure the root cause for the shadow, or the wounding of the inner child, usually it is located in the first and the second chakra. And that makes sense, because the first chakra is all about our foundation, our stability, grounding, being connected to earth. So if a young child didn't get the nurturing from the mother, or didn't get the care from the parents, they don't feel that they have a safe foundation, or that there is stability. And then you can see the imprints on the first chakra. But if there's, for example, a lot of arguing in the household, or there are situations of abuse, then you usually see the imprints on the sacral chakra, because the sacral chakra is all about safety, our relationships, our position in the family, in our community. It's also the chakra relating to everything like sensitivity, sensuality, sexuality, creativity. So if there has been a lot of abuse, you would see the most imprints on the sacral chakra. And if a child is totally not seen or heard and wasn't able to express its identity, then the solar plexus, the third chakra, would have the woundings, because that's the chakra that governs our, our true power and our individuality and our authenticity and our the centeredness, that we feel centered in ourselves and that we feel connected to our power.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. And as you were speaking, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I do as much anymore, but I definitely had wounding in all three of those chakras for sure. For sure. But again, I've done a lot of healing, right? So doing a lot of the work, doing a lot of the healing, perhaps you all also don't have as much, but there may still be some residual. I always talk about it now as like just residual stuff now at this point. But some of you may have more, but those are definitely, like some key examples of what honestly are possible for all of us, right? I can definitely relate.
No, I totally agree, and I love it that you bring it up, because especially when we are not 18 anymore, and we progress in life, and we start healing ourselves and we start develop ourselves. We all work through the layers, and the core wounding, whether it's the father wound or the mother wounding, those are the most painful wounds. So it's impossible to directly go there, because no human being would do that, because the pain is too present on that level. But if you already we always give the example of the peeling the onion. So if you already peeled off certain layers and you're familiar with healing and you're working on yourself and you seek assistance for that, then there comes a moment that that once you address the pain and you face the pain and the fear, then you always come out better on the other side, and it will always bring you something, and it will help and support you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. All right, so do you want to take some questions from folks?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so again, those three questions are in the chat for those of you who may have joined after I put them in. I'm going to just, copy paste them again in the bottom so that, we have them again, lower down here. And so that's the two, and then the third one, which I'm going to also copy that one. All right, so we're going to go first to vet, it says, but I think it's Eve, but All right, so these are three questions that you can ask, if these resonate with you or if they make sense. We're going to try and not do too long of a story of anything, because we want to get as many people as we can to ask their questions. Okay, so Vet, you want to unmute yourself? I don't know if she can hear me. Oh, she left. And then she joined again. So you want to try again, Vet? You want to unmute yourself? Or we can come back.
Me? Is that who you're talking about?
No, I was talking about Vet.
Hi,
Vet.
can you hear
sorry.
me?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Yeah,
You can
we can hear you
right?
now. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's so loud. I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you for a moment. So anyway,
That's
mine
okay.
is the second one. It's which chakra level is it? Mine is the second one. Can you read the second one for me, please?
Yeah. So which chakra and level of the field are most affected and triggered?
Yeah, for
Yes, that
yeah.
question goes for me.
Yeah, so thank you for being here, Vet. And when I tune into your energy, for you, the second chakra
Yeah.
is up. And the second chakra is also related to the second level of the field and the second energy body, which is our emotional body. So that's the one that's most affected for you. Does that
Okay.
does that
So
resonate?
how do I work on it?
Well, it depends on what is underlying and what you experienced earlier on in life and what the exact triggers are that you experience. So I have the feeling for you that the shadow work could be more beneficial because when I tune into your field, there I feel a lot of triggering energy.
I'm
Does
sorry,
that
what kind of
So-
energy?
triggering, a lot of triggers present in your field?
Yes.
And the triggers, they
Yes.
impact your emotional body as well. They kind of weaken your emotional body. So the best way for you to work is that to release the triggers, to heal the emotional body, and by doing that, releasing part of the shadow energy.
Okay. Gotcha.
Good. Awesome. Thank you, Yvette.
Yes,
Yvette,
thank you so much. Yeah,
Eve.
I'm aware of it. I agree with you 100%. I agree with you because
Awesome.
I could feel that energy section in my my lower energy field. I could feel it. So thank you so
Perfect.
much, and thank you, Alara. Thank you, Micah.
Listen, thank you, Yvette. I'm going to say Eve because,
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Say
you know,
anyone you want it. I'll answer.
yeah,
I'll answer.
awesome. Thank
and
you.
it's beautiful.
Thank
It's
you.
beautiful that
Okay.
you can feel that in your own field, and that you are so connected with your own energy that you can feel where the blockages are and where the energy is different. So that's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, good. All right, we're going to go to Pat now. Pat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, my question is, which chakra and level of the field is most affected and triggered?
Well, let me tune into your field, Pat, and good to see you here. And I love it that you have your video on, so I can see your face as well.
Thank you.
So when I feel into your energy, it's the first chakra that is the root chakra that is most blocked, and
I guess that's why I feel lightheaded too. Yeah.
that was exactly what I was going to say. So your energy is kind of more up here, and you tend to kind of more leave with your energy. You feel more comfortable in the higher realms, and you feel less comfortable like really being connected to Earth. So the question I would ask you, is it for you difficult to ground?
I go out and walk on the earth and I breathe into Mother Earth. And I find that's the guidance that my soul is telling me to do. And I try to do this every day. And even when I'm not out there, I breathe into Mother Earth. Yes.
Yeah, so that's great that you're already doing that, because your energy tends to escape and to go higher up. So one of the things to do is to regularly ground yourself. But if you heal the first chakra, it will be way more easy for you to ground, and you don't have to do it that consciously anymore. It will happen more naturally.
Good.
And Pat, did you had a stable or unstable childhood?
I guess I could have, yeah.
Now, did you have a stable childhood or an unstable childhood?
I don't know. I thought it would stay stable, but maybe part of it wasn't.
Yeah, because sometimes what children do, and I see it with a lot of people, is if you don't feel completely safe on Earth, and it can also be like, you know, that you incarnated and that you after that you were born, that you thought, oh, what am I doing here? Was this what they promised me? And then if you don't really feel safe at the first level and in the root chakra, then a lot of children start to form energetic connections from the second chakra, like energetic bonds with other people. And that's the way that they feel safe. It's not the way you should feel safe, and it's not the way you should ground. So for you, I would also clear all those cords to make it easier for you to really ground in a natural, easy way.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're
Good.
welcome.
Awesome.
I'm so grateful. Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Pat. All right, we're gonna go to Jean McKimson.
Hi, I would ask the third question. Is it better to work on the shadow part or the inner child?
For you, Jean, the inner child work would come up to first start working on that. And if I tune into your field, I see like this very sensitive child, this very sensitive inner child. And it would benefit from a bit more strength, that it really can take its place and that it can really own its space and its place. That's what would be very beneficial for your inner child. And then look what the root cause is and what the wounding is. That you know, it's a very sensitive little child, but it's a little bit like, you know, am I allowed to be here, and am I allowed to really take in my space? That's what I feel for you. Does that resonate with you?
Yes, that sounds right. Sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So what you can do yourself is to really acknowledge your inner child. Start doing that you really acknowledge your inner child, that it has all the right to be here, that it's safe to be here, and that's something that you can do yourself.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're most welcome.
Good. Awesome. Thank you, Jean. All right, we're going to go to Sunita. So you want to unmute yourself? Which question are you choosing?
Hi. Hi, Maaike. I'm on the third question. Is it better to work on the shadow part or the inner child?
Hi, Sunita. Good to see you here. I always love it to. I know Sunita. I worked with her previously, and she's also from the Netherlands, so that's really great. And when I tune into your energy, the inner child work comes up, and it also has to do with integration, to really integrate your inner child and to clear and to release everything that prevents that. And there's also energy at the subconscious level, and maybe you're not really aware of that, interferes with completely integrating your inner child.
Okay.
And I know you do a lot of work and you work on yourself, and but it's like this continuing process, you know. It's sometimes, well, and it's the same with us healers. We also keep working on ourselves, and sometimes I think, you know, it's a never-ending process. It keeps on coming, and
I know.
yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Maaike.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, Sunita. All right, there's a few more questions. People with hand raised, and Cindy was asking. She said it's kind of loud where she is, so she's asking about the question: what part of my shadow side is overpowering my light side? That's Cindy White. What part of my, what percentage is my shadow side overpowering my light side?
Yeah. So hi, Cindy. Good to see you here, and let me feel into it. And when I ask for the percentage, is the percentage of 83% comes up. So your shadow is really overpowering your light side. and that could be causing like resistance in your life. And I don't know if she, Cindy, are you, I see that you're unmuted.
Hi, Micah. Yes, I just stepped outside of my home. Hello.
Hi, good to
So
hear you.
yes, good to see you and hear you. So
And how is it for you if you, I mean, you ask about the shadow side, so that definitely resonates with you. And are there areas in your life that you experience that resistance, or that you are being held back, or that you feel stuck, or does it express itself physically? How is that for you?
I think it could be all of the above, and I think it possibly could be from other lifetimes of ancestral. Do you pick that up as well?
Yeah, so that's very that's very good that you pointed out, because I usually speak about like the negative energies that are building up the shadow, but that definitely can be karma, it can be ancestral, it can be past life energy, so that could also be the case. Yeah.
And are you able to help assist and clear with ancestral blockages
definitely.
that are present?
Yeah, I do a lot of karma work and past life healings as well. If karma and or past life energy is part of the root cause, then and you release that and you heal that, then people experience great results.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And sometimes it's very difficult to do that yourself, because I often go to the Akashic records to access the past lives and to see what kind of karma is playing out. And sometimes it's very difficult to do that yourself. So yeah, you can experience great results with working on the karma and the past life imprints.
I'm sensing intuitively that it feels like it came from other lifetimes, my root cause. That's what I'm feeling anyway. So
Yeah.
thank you for that, and I would love to work with you on it.
Well, thank you. You're always welcome, and great intuition. I mean, this is what I always love, that when people feel into it themselves as well, I always trust your own intuition, because it's never wrong. And it's if you get a sense of that, always trust it.
Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate this.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome.
And we're going to go to Pacaret. Pacaret.
Yes, that's my name.
Welcome.
Thank you. I like very much what you have said to others, and I think I feel like you described me, and what you said is very useful. I'm not sure what question to ask, but about the chakras. Perhaps which chakra and level of the field is most affected in me?
Yeah, so let me tune into your energy field, and for you it's the third chakra that is coming up, the solar plexus. And it's interesting because the solar plexus is also the chakra that is like kind of the bridge between the lower and the higher chakras. And if the solar plexus chakra is blocked or congested, it's very difficult for the life force energy, the qi, in the traditional Chinese medicine, they call it the qi, the life force energy. If the solar plexus is blocked, it's difficult for the life force energy to come through and to spread through the energy system. And
all my life I've had I had to work a lot on my health to have the qi, as you said. I did a lot of qigong, and I do yoga, I do meditation, but I need all of these to be level, yes, makes sense.
Yeah, and
Solar
that's
plexus.
interesting that you say that, and it's wonderful that you do all these things, because I love qigong and yoga, and it's so good for us. And when I look at the solar plexus chakra, and I can even show it with a pendulum. So I hope you can see it. So if I ask for your solar plexus chakra, the pendulum doesn't move. So, and when I look at the chakra, there's very like a dark spot in the chakra, and that's very dense energy that is not moving, and it's blocking the opening of the chakra. And except for the root chakra and the crown chakra, all of the chakras have two sides. You have like a chakra on the front side of your body, and it looks like a cone. And you have a chakra on the back side of your body, and that also looks like a cone. And the back side of the chakra is related to our willpower, and the front side of the chakra is connected to our feelings and emotions. And when I look at the balance of both parts of the chakra, it's like you're doing a lot on willpower, and that takes a lot of energy.
It's tiring. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, so for you, it would be very good to see what is causing that denser, darker energy in the chakra. Where does it come from, and what the root cause is of that?
At this time, I feel something in the left side where the chakra is. I don't know what organ is there on my left side.
Yeah, the left side is also where I see the darker energy. So there definitely is a blockage on the left side, and it would be good to look into that. And yeah, and we don't have the time to really dive deep today, but what I feel, it could also be connected to soul level for you. So it could also depend on the soul family that you are from, and maybe also the karma that you brought with you because of that soul family. And then if you can release that, that will kind of unplug the chakra, and then the chi can flow freely through it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, Pacaret.
You have a beautiful
And of course,
name.
you can definitely work with Micah to help you with that, okay?
Yes, thanks. I will.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful name. I've never heard Pacaret. Is that your first name or last name?
Yes, my mom gave me that name, but I changed it to my second name later.
Okay.
But that's the name of a little flower that grows at Easter time, because in French, Pâques is Easter.
Yeah,
I was born in
that's what I figured. Something around Easter.
In Canada.
I thought as well. It looks like the word Pâques is in your name, and I never saw your name. It's a beautiful name. Yeah, wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pacaret. All right, we're going to take just a few more quick questions. Tina, you want to unmute yourself?
Oh. I'm wondering if you can see what part of me is stopping myself from putting a pencil down or having a pencil and a piece of paper and starting to write, because I need to start writing, and I'm not sure why I just don't do such a simple task. Something hard, like if it's in my chakras or if it's in my dark part, or I don't know.
So you're self-sabotaging and procrastinating.
Yes.
And for you, it's connected to the inner child. And when I tune into the inner child, and when I try to connect with your inner child, there's kind of this distance between you and the inner child. And if you are not fully connected with your inner child, it's also very difficult to really do the things that you love to do, or the things that come from the heart, because it's like the example that I gave of the train that is derailed and it's not making progress anymore. So that's what I feel for you, that you could really benefit from the inner child work, and to clear the root cause for related to the unmet needs from early childhood, for the best healing results.
Yeah, that resonates. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you, Tina.
and you know, it's good when emotions come up, and when emotions come up, it's usually the sign that it's time to release it and to heal it, and also be compassionate towards yourself. You know, have compassion with who you are and where you are, and you know. I've seen so many clients, and I always believe, you know, we're always at the right time, in the right moment, doing the right things. So don't judge yourself, and don't be too hard on yourself. But be gentle and kind to yourself, and you're a wonderful being, and yeah, you deserve to be happy.
Thank you. I needed to hear that. Because I know it's okay to cry, but my whole life, my mom, every time I show a tear, like, stop. And yeah, so thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. And you know, if
even though we know even though we know that it's okay to cry, sometimes it's just, there's still such deep wounds that it makes it even. So thank you.
Yeah, and you know, have compassion for those woundings, you know, because sometimes we can also help ourselves to just be gentle with ourselves, and to execute good self-care. So do the things that are good for you, you know, and do the things that are beneficial for you, and that make you happy. And be proud of what you have accomplished until now, because you've done a lot of work as well, and it was not always easy.
Yes, I have. Thank you.
Yeah. So be gentle with yourself, Tina. Compassion, okay?
Yep. Love you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, love you too. Many blessings to you, and much love.
You too.
All right, we're going to go to Stella. I think it's Stella there. I see her. You have to unmute. You're muted. You have to unmute.
Okay.
Yeah, there you
My
go.
sister is with me and she wants to ask the question.
Okay. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thanks.
My name is Marta.
What's your question, Marta?
My question is, how is my chakras doing?
Yeah, that's a great question. Let me tune into that. I'm not going to look at all of the chakras, but let me ask what chakra is needs most help or support. And for you, it's the second chakra that comes up, so the sacral chakra. What I feel underneath is like a deep longing for safety, and a deep longing to feel safe, to feel secure. There's also like this layer, like a layer of protection that keeps you from fully expressing your emotions, because there's an underlying fear that if you really express your emotions, that it's not safe for you, and that's at a very deep level, and it could even be like that you're not aware of that. And but I feel there's a protection mechanism that you have established around yourself or for yourself is quite present. Does that resonate for you?
¿Resona contigo? Yes.
Yeah, so what I also feel related to the second chakra, the heart chakra also comes up for you. So there's a lot of pain at heart level, and it would be good for you to release that, and to allow the gentleness, the softness, and the love in, because you really deserve that. You know, you deserve the love, and you deserve the kindness, and that's also, you know, it's what makes us feel alive, and it's necessary to also take in those energies.
Okay.
Good. Marta, is that good?
Yes, that's good.
Good.
Thank you.
Awesome.
You're
Good.
welcome.
Thank you.
Stella, you want to ask anything? Can Stella ask you a question?
Sure.
Hello, it's me now. My sister was here, and that was right to the point. Right to the point, I have to say.
Good.
But how are my chakras? How am I doing?
Yeah, well, I love it to see the two of you together. I mean, you have such beautiful energy between the two of you. There's so much love between the two of you. So let me tune into your chakra. And it's funny because when I ask about the chakras, I see this kind of little girl popping up, but a little bit naughty and playful, and really wanting to express herself, and to be in joy, and to be playful, and to move, and it's like that part of you is kind of it's coming back again. And so what I feel is what is more important for you is to really connect to that beautiful, playful, joyful, a little bit naughty part of you, with twinkling eyes, and really wanting to embrace life. And that's what I get for you. It's more important than the chakras. It's more letting the real you out and connecting to your, if it's about connecting to your essence and your core, it would be the third chakra. But that's what I feel is more important for you, to really connect to your essence, to the essence of who you are and what you are.
Thank you. Thank you. That was right to the point too.
Good.
Thank you very
testing
much.
us. Thank you, Stella.
Really appreciate it. Okay.
Yeah, you're so welcome. And I love that part of your energy, the playfulness. So don't lose that, express it. And especially the twinkling in your eyes, and always looking for fun, and to be a little bit naughty, and yeah, keep that part of yourself, because it's a beautiful part of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Stella. I love that. So yeah, that was good. All right, so there was a question way back when in the chat, Micah, I don't know if you saw that, from Sarah. She had written that at the very beginning when we first started. I don't know if you can get that, but she said she had a dream last night.
To read it.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, I'll just I'm just halfway reading it.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is Sarah, and we've worked before as well, and I love to see you here. So the anger that is coming up, and the sadness, those are triggers. And I thought, yeah, no, it was just thought maybe, but you're not on the call. So let me feel into that. Yes, and so you already know a lot about it yourself, because the anger and the sadness, those are the triggers. The underlying energy is betrayal. So what you have to do is feel under that, feel what is underneath the betrayal, and if there is like trauma underneath, or past life experiences, or unmet needs. And as it's about your ex-partner and your kids, well, those are all the elements that are related to the second chakra. So also feel into your second energy body. What is the vulnerable part? and where does it feel off, and do some healing work on the second chakra. So that's a beautiful example of how you can determine the trigger, then the underlying energy, and then you have to dig deeper and see what the core wounding is, and whether it's like the core wounding from the mother side or from the father side, but I have the feeling for you it's more the mother side, and then do the healing on that. And if you heal the core wounding, then you automatically release the imprints from the second chakra, and you can start healing the emotional body, the second energy body. So that's the answer for Sarah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, thank you. All right, so we are going to be doing, or I will say we, but no, Micah is going to be doing a cosmic quantum shadow balance and trigger release process in just a little bit. But before that, I want to just talk about the packages. So I'm going to share my screen. 1 second. You should be able to almost see my screen now. Yeah, okay. So there's 2 packages that Micah has. One is the has to do with the shadow work, and one has to do with the inner child. So we decided to just offer 2 packages for both areas, because both areas are relevant. And they are both $147, and the payment plan is available for both. And of course, if you are an Inner Circle member, please do use your gift code as well. So Micah, do you want to talk about, let's talk about the first one, package A.
Yeah, and I usually my packages are usually aimed at working at a very deep level, and so I always include like a pre-session remote healing, because that gives me the opportunity to tune into the client's energy and to see, what is blocking them. Can I already clear all kinds of like negative energies, trapped emotions? Sometimes it's a lot of energy that is stuck in the subconscious, like discordant energies or certain programs that are running. But sometimes it's very high up energy that's really at soul level or even beyond soul level. So I always like to do that, because then I don't have like the interaction with the client, and I can just clear. So it's very, it's a lot of clearing, and it's very, very powerful. And it enables me to, when I connect with them in the one-on-one session, I can already start at a deeper level. So I always like to build it up like that. And what is important for me when I do one-on-ones with clients, that it's really for them. So I tune into their energy, how the energy is at that moment in time on that day, and then I feel what is necessary. So where I need to go in, what I need to clear, what is coming up for them, and sometimes a client has a question, and then we end up with something totally different, but very effective. And I work with my guides. I always invoke the guides of the client. I work at multiple levels. I love when it's physical healing. I love to work with the galactic felines of light. They're very powerful healers, and then I tune in at the 5th level, and I ask for their assistance. So every session is always different, and it's kind of tailor-made to the person for who the session is for. And then I would always like to support the energy work with the light language activations. And sometimes people ask me, well, how should I use them? And I channel the light language activations specifically for the specific packages and then the work that it involves. And a lot of people use them for meditation, or just to listen to feel more relaxed, or to release emotions, or to release anxiety. And I always include a silent version, because what I love to do myself is to play the silent versions on my phone and to put them on loop. So if you really want to prepare yourself for the session, and if you want to make the most of it and to get the most out of it, then I would advise to already start working with the light language activations, because it really prepares you for the clearing work, for the remote clearing work I do for the session, but also for the work we do in the session. So that's usually how I work, and it's kind of the same for both of the packages, but the focus is different.
Yeah. So package A, there's a 30-minute cosmic quantum healing session, a light language activation MP3 to clear the shadow energy, a silent version of the light language MP3, a 15-minute remote pre-session energy clearing that Micah talked about. And then there's two bonuses, two 48-hour bonuses. So if you purchase within 48 hours, you get a pre-recorded wisdom class on shadow work, as well as a solar plexus healing meditation. That's for package A. And then package B, again, it's the same format, but it's a 30-minute inner child reconnection session, light language activation MP3 to heal the inner child, the silent version of the light language, 15-minute remote pre-session, and then two 48-hour bonuses, the pre-recorded masterclass for inner child healing with spirit animals, and another bonus, the prayer of love. So there's, two different packages, but, like we can all actually benefit from both, whether it's shadow work, whether it's inner child healing, we can do both. So, I'm going to let you choose which one resonates with you more, or which one you feel you need more. And if you ask the question already on the call about which one is better for you, then whether it's shadow work or the inner child healing, right? So again, packages A and B, they're both 147, payment plans available on both. And of course, if you're an Inner Circle member, please use your gift code as well, okay? And if you have any questions about that, just let us know in the chat, or just let us know, okay?
Yeah, and
so hopefully that made sense.
I feel some people have, they don't know exactly what to choose, but then again, just trust your intuition, because your intuition is never wrong. And you will always be guided by your guides, by spirit. So you can also ask your guides, give me a little nudge to choose which package is at this moment in time best for me. And but trust your own intuition, because when I feel into the group energy, a lot of you have a very tuned in intuitive ability. So trust that and work with that.
Yeah. And of course, if you want to get both, you can always get both. I would just suggest not to do the sessions too quickly, like too close together. I would do one, and then after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then do the other one. That's what I would suggest. Right, Micah?
Yeah. That's exactly what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just better for you. That's self-care, caring for yourself, nurturing yourself, and having compassion for yourself. If you try to do too much all at once, it doesn't help.
Then you miss the benefits from the integration, and that's a pity. So I always advise people to have like a week in between sessions, so they can properly integrate, and the energy can settle down. And because when you do a session, the energy works on for days afterwards as well, and it's good to let that integrate.
Yeah, I agree totally. All right, so we are going to do a process now, right? The cosmic quantum shadow balance and trigger release process. Is there anything we need to do for that, Micah?
Well, I would say everyone just make sure that you're in a comfortable position, that maybe let's first ground everyone a little bit more. We can do that together, just to send your energy down. And really send your energy deep down into the earth. Feel your feet connecting to the ground, to the floor, to the earth. Maybe close your eyes. Feel that you are comfortable, like sitting, or maybe you are laying down. It's all fine, it's all good. And take a moment to go inwards with your attention. And when you go inwards with your attention, go to a place or space in your body where you feel it is tense or tight, or connect to an emotion that comes up frequently when you are triggered, and let your intuition guide you. So go to that place or space in your physical body that it feels painful or tight or dense, or really acknowledge emotions that come up, triggers that come up, and connect to those. I'm going to connect to everyone's second chakra. I'm going to establish an energetic line to make you all feel safe. You feel safe, you feel secure, you feel guided. And I'm going to do a little bit of healing on the second energy body, the emotional body. So just feel your emotional body around you. The second energy body is around the first energy body. The first energy body is most close to the physical body. And we're going to give that a little bit more space to free it up, to add some more space between the physical body and the first energy body. And because of that, we're also going to give the emotional body some more room, some more space. And this literally enables you to give yourself more space, to really own your place, to own your space, and to let go of everything that limits you, everything that keeps you stuck, everything that prevents you from moving forward. All the lower frequencies, the denser energies, the pain, the unmet needs that are underneath all of these triggers, emotions, painful and dense spaces in our bodies. Just let go of that. And to help you release it, maybe you can do some tapping. So use your index finger and your middle finger to slowly tap on your forehead, just above the eyebrows. And then tell yourself it is safe to let go. It is safe to release. And then you can go on with the tapping on the, more under the eyebrows, on the side of the head, temples. And then tell yourself it is safe to let go of my shadow. It is safe to let go of my triggers. And then continue with the tapping under the eyes, with the cheekbones under the eyes. And tell yourself it is safe to let go of my trauma. It is safe to let go of my triggers. It is safe to let go of the painful experiences. And finally tell yourself, I am safe. And then see if you want to continue with the tapping. Maybe you start again above the eyebrows and then follow the temples to underneath the eyes. And tell yourself, I'm safe. I'm worthy. I'm good enough. And really feel that in your heart space as well. So go inwards with your attention to your heart space and feel that you can accept yourself as who you are, that you are good enough, that you are worthy. That you are lovable and that you are safe. And then allow your second energy body to let go of even more of the shadow energy, of the trigger energy, the painful experiences, the pain in your physical body, the density, energy that is sticky, dark. Just let go of it all, as much as you can release today. And then maybe place your hands on your heart space and let in the energy of love, all the beautiful frequencies and aspects of love. Let in the energy of compassion for self, kindness for self, self-love, and allow yourself to receive it. I'm going to help you to open up the heart chakras a little bit more, so you can allow yourself to really receive this. All the beautiful frequencies and aspects of love, divine love, love for self, love for others, unconditional love, compassion. And then we're filling up the heart space, the heart chakra, the thymus gland, the physical heart. And we're filling it up until it's overflowing. Let it overflow. There's always enough of this energy for you. Allow yourself to really take it in, take as much as you need, and be generous for yourself. You can take as much as you want because there's always enough love, and there will always be enough love. And then from the heart space, we expand the beautiful frequencies, all these healing frequencies, that healing energy, to the rest of the physical body. So fill up your physical body, all of the glands, the organs, the abdomen, the womb space, the hips, the lower back, the whole back area. Let's also bring in the energy of support, especially around the lower back area for a lot of you. So feel that beautiful supportive energy, like the universe having your back. And also take that in generously. And fill up your arms, your hands, your shoulders, your legs, your knees, your feet. And also fill up the neck, the whole throat area, the head. Let's also do a brain balance. Balancing all of the 4 brain centers. And by allowing yourself to receive this energy, you can even move out more of the shadow energy, darker, heavier, denser energies, the trigger energy. Release it all. Release as much as you can release today. Just let go of it. And then also fill up the 7 chakras. The Hara line is the central energy channel. Fill up the Hara line. And as we already gave a little bit more space to the first energy body, let's also fill it up with that beautiful, loving, healing energy the highest frequency you can hold today, until it's overflowing. And let it overflow in the second energy body, from the second energy body to the third energy body. Let it overflow in the fourth energy body. And from the fourth energy body, also fill up the fifth energy body, all the way up to the sixth and the seventh energy body. So your whole being is filled up with these beautiful high vibrational healing frequencies and energy. And then we're going to ground it in. So we're sending the energy deep down into the earth as well to really ground it in for you, to anchor it in, to lock it in, so you can keep it with you. I'm going to balance and harmonize all of your systems to make sure that you feel safe, secure, protected and grounded. And then slowly come back with your awareness, feel the difference, and keep this feeling with you. Come back to the room that you're in, the chair that you're sitting in, or the couch that you're laying on. Bring yourself back. Maybe move your feet, your toes, your hands, your fingers. And just take the time to fully come back. And then if you are already back and you have the energy and the time, let me know in the chat how you are feeling. And so it is. Namaste.
Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was a lot of yawning for me. I was yawning like crazy. And then so much heat when we were working on the heart chakra. There's so much heat. But definitely a lot shifting. So how is everybody doing? How was that for you? What did you experience? Let us know in the chat. And yeah, Chris says lots of yawning and crying. Yeah, so be gentle, right, Graham?
Yeah.
Allow yourself to continue to release.
Yeah, and I love the mentioning of the cat, because cats always love energy healing. I have 2 cats myself, and they always love to be in the healing energies. Funny.
Hot inside and but feeling light. Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
A lot is still shifting for everybody, I think.
Yeah, I can feel it as well. There's a lot of energy still moving. Yeah.
Definitely drink some water, drink something to help to integrate. That will help as well. Good. So I was asked, any last words of wisdom after we just did this beautiful process? It's what other wisdom can we possibly have? Just experiencing that process was fantastic. Yeah. So Tanya says, fantastic. I had a headache before and it is gone. Good. Cindy says, thank you for this beautiful process and call today, feeling so blessed and peaceful. Awesome.
Wonderful.
And it's about, I think you mentioned, like we were releasing so much, right? And at the same time, bringing in more light, bringing in more love for ourselves, which is, you can bring in more when you've released a lot, right? So it really, truly, it does make a difference, the releasing, but also the bringing in more of that love, the self-care, the acceptance, the compassion, etc. And being willing to receive that, right? And the safety.
Yeah.
So I think that was key. It was really important.
Yeah, the safety, and it's also about honoring yourself. Honor yourself by also allowing yourself to do the deep work and to do the profound healing work, because that will really propel you forward.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, if you'd like to work with Micah, please do. And Pacorette said, I feel a loving energy towards myself. It feels wonderful. Yes, good.
Beautiful.
You deserve it, right? You deserve to feel that loving energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Good. Well, yeah. And as Micah said, the energy healing is going to continue for a couple more days, probably, right? So again, be gentle and go back and watch or listen to the recording as well for the wisdom, yes, but also for this beautiful process, right? To allow yourself to release even more and to receive even more love and support and safety and protection. Well, not protection per se, but the safety, right? Within yourself and just receiving that love and compassion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Sue says, I know it's no accident that I truly stumbled on this today and was available. Oh, good. Yes.
Yeah.
There really are no accidents, right? So yes, you're meant to be here and receive. Yeah, good.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
Good. I love that. All right, so I will be sending out the recordings shortly in just a little while. So please do wait for that email. And like I said, again, go back and listen and watch again to receive more of this process. But of course, you can also work more deeply with Micah as well in both packages, whether package A is the shadow work and package B is the inner child healing. See which one resonates with which one you get the intuitive hit for will be right for you at this time, right? So choose whichever one resonates with you. All right, so anything else, Micah?
No, I think it's all about honoring yourself, allow yourself to receive and do the deep healing work so you can receive even more and you can open up even more, that's important. And we all deserve it, we all deserve it, and we deserve to be happy, to be joyful, and to move forward in the best way possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, we all deserve to awaken to happiness now, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. Beautiful. All right, everyone. So thank you. We do have a call on Saturday, so I hope you will join us on Saturday at 3:00. So until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love and blessings always. Bye for now. Thank you, Micah.
Love you all. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Pacorette. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye, Randy.